Hey, it's Chris Stelzer. I wanted to send you a preview of this grazing training that I just did with Kit Pharo from Pharo Cattle Company. Kit shared a lot about philosophy and how your mindset and what you think about and how you handle your business can actually affect the profitability or sustainability of your business. We talked about genetics, we talked about grazing management, we talked about meatless meat, the impossible burger as it's known. We talked about finances and profitability. So if you'd like to access to training like this that we have every single month with a very special guest, just like Kit, then you need to sign up for the Grazing Training Center right now. But in the meantime, check out this preview that we did with Kit. And after you watch the preview, I hope you'll realize that the Grazing Training Center is going to be your number one go-to resource when it comes to improving your grazing management. So check it out. Thanks. But let's talk about those genetics. What do you think, how are your genetics different from the mainstream that most people would be familiar with, and why is that a good thing?
Okay, I think if you don't mind, I'm going to take you back several years and we may talk as much about philosophies as genetics because genetics to me don't mean much without some philosophies behind it. So Deanna and I, my wife and I came to this location where we are. We found some 4,000 acres of grass to rent. We bought some commercial cows. This was back in 1985. And my thoughts there, it had been 15 years since I had graduated from high school, and we finally had the opportunity to get back close to the area that we were raised. And I thought at the time, it's not going to be hard to make money in the cow calf business. Well, in 15 years, a lot of things had changed, and we were struggling. I didn't own any land. I just owned the cows. We were still struggling, and either needed to find something else to do or figure out how to make this business work. And that's where the philosophies come in. I got reconnected with some old friends. My dad helped me a little bit, but at that time, those who are old enough to remember will remember that's when the exotics, the continental breeds from Europe were coming in through Canada, Simmentals, Charolais, Gelbies, big cattle. And everybody else, most people here had Hereford Angus, Red Angus, uh, smaller British breeds. But we thought, well, we've got to catch up to the exotic breeds. And so it was like a fast sprint to see who could get the biggest cows the fastest. Weaning weight became the god of everybody in the industry. So, I almost fell into that trap, and through some discussions with some older, wiser friends, they said, it doesn't matter how big your cattle are if they're not profitable. And they showed me that this race to have bigger and bigger cattle, bigger and bigger weaning weights was not the profitable way. And in the end, it was going to lead to less profit. So we started out in the very beginning and said, if I'm going to survive here, it's not going to be because I have the biggest cattle in the county. It's going to be because I'm profitable. So several things we looked at in the beginning, grazing systems. In the late 80s, several people were starting to put in savory grazing systems. Chip Hines was one of the first ones in Colorado. I watched what was going on there. I could see that you could quickly increase stocking rates by 50 to 100% just through, a rotational grazing system here on the desert. So that was one of the first things we got into. The next thing we thought about was the calving season. Mother Nature, without, in our environment, Mother Nature was having babies uh, late May, early June, and the only places that were different than that would be like a Mediterranean environment, or even in Chihuahua, Mexico. The rains don't come till July, so the deer don't start having their babies till July. But we need to look at what Mother Nature is doing to decide when to calve. And so we moved our calving season from early April to about the 10th of May. And all of this, was reducing our expenses increasing our stocking rate, sometimes dramatically.
Let's move into a little bit of a different topic. We're still going to be in the philosophy area. A lot of our discussion has been there, which is fine. But um, one of the things that's come out recently, and at this time, we're recording this in October of 2019, is the new meatless meat fad. We've got,
Fake meat.
yeah, the Impossible Burger. There's other ones. I've even seen this meat is now being served at huge restaurant chains all over the world. Mainly Burger King is doing it now. So one of the things, first of all, I wanted to ask you about is, first of all, what's your opinion on this meatless meat? And second of all, how do you see this phenomenon? Hopefully this is just a fad, but I'm not sure it is. How do you see that impacting ranchers and livestock producers as a whole?
Good questions. I hope I can provide answers that are just as good. Uh, I don't think it takes a genius to say that fake meat is highly processed food and not healthy.
Yep.
But there is nothing, I mean, even in the business world, there's very few businesses that are growing as fast as this business. I mean, it's unbelievable. I wrote an article about fake meat over a year ago, and I was amazed at what was going on then. I had no idea it could do what it's doing now.
Yeah.
It's not a fad. It's here to stay. The fact that all of the major packing plants are heavily invested in it, what's that tell you? They're betting on the come. I believe that if fake meat ever becomes so popular, and it's working its way there, but if it becomes popular enough, they'll shut down their packing plants. I mean, the guys that actually own the cows are going to have less and less places to kill, which means we're going to have less and less cows. But I think this is the thinking. In fact, I know this is the thinking of some of these packing plants. The lesson here, and I hang around a lot of cattlemen. I get emails from cattlemen, customers and non-customers. We make fun of fake meat. It's no different than dog food in many cases.
Yeah.
However, it tastes, the Impossible Burger at Burger King tastes very good. I've not tasted it, but I've talked to enough people that says if they didn't know better, they would say it was better than the original Whopper.
Wow.
For flavor, for juiciness, for everything that people like meat for. So again, it's highly processed food. It can't be healthy or good for you, but it's here, and it's probably here to stay. The lesson I'm going to take from this, and I try to get other cattlemen to see, is that there's a reason that this business is going sky high so fast. There's a reason so many people are trying this, even though it's highly processed food. And that reason is I don't think they're comfortable anymore or in favor of commodity beef. Commodity beef, and this, you probably saw where I wrote about this, but we had a group of Argentine people here, a busload of them here a couple months ago, back in August, I believe. And the first thing, we started hearing from them is, they ate steaks at the best steakhouses in America, and their beef here has no flavor. No flavor. Now they don't finish their animals near as long on grain in Argentina, but most animals are finished on grain for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that because they get paid a premium for that. However, we've pretty much determined that the long feeding periods that we have on GMO corn and way too much dried distillers grain, has just basically taken the flavor away from beef. Beef will taste like anything I put on it.
Right.
Chicken's the same way. Chicken will taste like anything I put on it. We don't even know what chicken's supposed to taste like anymore, unless you kill your own chicken.
Right.
If you kill your own beef, you know what beef is supposed to taste like. But the beef we buy in a restaurant don't have any flavor. So the take-home point to me is that there are individuals out there that don't like what they see in the commodity beef industry. They're looking at health reasons, they're looking at animal welfare, they're looking at environmental, and I can't argue with any of those. There's some problems in the commodity beef industry. So my take home point is, what can compete with fake meat? And I think grass-fed, grass-finished beef can do that. It's a flavorful beef, very much more environmental friendly, uh, healthy, healthy for the consumer, healthy for the animal. Uh,
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that training that we did with Kit Pharo from Pharo Cattle Company in this month's Grazing Training Center webinar training. Now, I want to invite you to join the Training Center for only $1. That's right, just $1, and I'm being serious. There's nothing to hide here. What I wanted to do is make it low risk for you. So you put down the dollar, and then you get a 7-day trial. You'll have access to this month's interviews, all of the previous webinar trainings that we've done with our previous guests as well, and then all the other features that come with a Grazing Training Center membership. So what I want you to do is click on the link below this video. You'll be directed to the page that has all the information on the Grazing Training Center, and you can go ahead and put down your $1 and sign up there. You can cancel within the 7-day trial period, no hard feelings, just let us know, email us, support@agriculturalinsights.com, and we can take care of you. But I think you're going to see the value in the membership, and you'll want to be a membership forever because we've got great guests like Kit Pharo coming in, not to mention the over 150 interviews that I've already done with today's most innovative farmers and ranchers. So if you're looking to learn from the best from the comfort of your home for a reasonable price every single month, no matter where you are in the world, I think the Grazing Training Center is the best training available, period, for you. So click on the link, sign up, it's only $1, and I'll see you on the other side in our membership portal. Take care. Bye.